Well, you've heard of the 12 days of Christmas. Over the next several days, we're going to do the 12 characters of Christmas. As we begin this journey toward Christmas Day, I want us to take some time and focus in on the different characters in the Christmas story. It's not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, even though Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a cute little song and speaks to us about the joy that can happen when you feel like you're isolated, alone, and left out, and all of a sudden Santa Claus comes and asks you to lead the team through the fog of Christmas Eve, and all the reindeer cheer with glee. That's a great story, but Christmas is more than just a cute little song or story about a reindeer. Christmas is the story about God's great rescuing love coming to us. As we begin this journey through the 12 characters of Christmas, I want us to look first of all at Mary. As we look at Mary, who in many ways is maybe not the lead character of the Christmas story, but certainly one of the main characters, we hear the song of joy. In fact, I would contend that when the angel appeared to Mary, he brought news that would cause humanity to rejoice. Christmas itself is a call to rejoice. Now listen in Luke chapter 1, beginning in verse 26. In the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph of the house of David. And the virgin's name was Mary. And having come in, the angel said to her, "Rejoice, highly favored one. The Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women." And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying and considered what manner of greeting this was. And the angel said to her, "Don't be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you'll conceive and bring forth a son, and you'll call his name Jesus." The angel Gabriel came to Mary with a call to rejoice. And what creates that joy that Christmas promises and God delivers? Well, we can rejoice because God's grace invades our life. God's greeting through the angel was a call to rejoice. Rejoice, and then these words, highly favored one. That picture of Mary being highly favored means that God has brought His grace to bear in her life. And that's the message of Christmas. Grace is the preeminent gift that God gives when we think about Christmas and when we consider all that God has done. Grace is God's gift to us that in the midst of our uncertainty and pain and sorrow and grief, He is there. Grace is not something we earn. It's not something that we have captured through our own merit, but it's something that God offers us. God comes to you today and says, "Rejoice, highly favored one. His grace has come to you." The second call to rejoice is that God's grace means that God's presence is with us. God Himself has come to be with us. Rejoice, highly favored one. And then this phrase, "The Lord is with you." And that is truly the picture of what grace is. God in His grace bends toward those who need help. We don't need to be afraid any longer because God is with us. When we think about Christmas, we think about gift giving and we think about gift receiving. Grace is God's gift of His presence to us. He is with us. The promise of Christmas, the promise through the angel to Mary, is that Christmas changes everything. The landscape of life is different now. So how do we take hold of joy? How do we sing along with the angel to rejoice? Well, first you have to step into God's plan. When Mary heard the news of God's plan for her life, in the midst of uncertainty and confusion, she said in verse 38, "Let it be to me, the handmaid of the Lord." And God Himself has called us to step into His plan for us to experience the full measure of His life-giving love. And that means that we need to take hold of Jesus. You see, Jesus is the main character of the Christmas story, and because of Jesus, we can rejoice. So today, step into God's plan, step into His grace, and find joy that He offers.